I do a lot of world building and conlining, and my favorite thing to do is to come up with a word and give it two meanings. Then I use world building to explain away the through line between them. Let's try to do that. I have no details of this world figured out yet, except for an ethnic group. They speak a language. In their language, the word for flat also means pure. Why is that so? Well, it should seem obvious. These people must live in a vast plain, no mountains in sight. They worship a deity that lives in the ground. In their theology, that deity gives its energy to humans as a gift when they pray to it, in the form of growing plants. If they don't pray, their plants won't grow. Long ago, this word used to only mean pure. But over time, people started to use the word to describe the ground so often that during language acquisition, children thought it meant flat, only to be corrected as they grew up. This repeated for about 4 generations before the word actually shifted semantically, and now it means both just as easily. That wasn't very difficult. Let's try another. The word for fruit means anger. Why is that the case? Well, the members of this ethnic group farm grain, of course. They don't have an abundance of orchards, and don't eat fresh fruit very frequently. The only fruits they do eat are dried and then washed thoroughly to remove an intense bitter flavor. Members of this ethnic group conceptualize this bitter flavor as their deity demonstrating anger. The most religious people will abstain from eating fruit entirely because if eating the fruit causes a bitter taste, the deity probably doesn't want them to do it. This sense started as an idiom. To give fruit like the deity turned into to give fruit, and that phrase was used so frequently that people started using the word for fruit on its own to mean anger. Let's do a quick one that makes immediate sense. The word for light, as in not heavy, means dry, because when you dry fruits and meat and other various wet foods, the water evaporates and they get physically lighter. This dual meaning comes from their extensive practice of drying food items to preserve them, because they have a wet season, then a dry season, and finally a cold season. And it's a good idea to have preserved foods from the dry season to eat during the cold season. One more. The word for tunnel means rebirth. This one will be a little hard. Oh, many parts of the land are made out of a very hard clayish soil that keeps its shape and resists caving in during the dry season. During this season, everyone digs tunnels directly into the ground to sleep in to stay cool. During the cold season, they light fires in these burrows and sleep in there to stay warm instead. They see this as a form of symbiosis with their earth deity. Just before the wet season, when it starts to get warm enough, everyone leaves the tunnels and builds tents on the ground. As they leave, they sprinkle seeds on the floor of their tunnels. The tunnels cave in on the first rain, and the seeds are already sown. These seeds are fast growing and need to be planted very deep into the earth anyway, so this works out perfectly. They call this whole process tunnel, and by metaphor they use it to describe rebirth. They believe that every member of their ethnic group once dead is reincarnated within their ethnic group. This process can only happen if they leave the corpses in the tunnels. And that process is called tunneling. They see this process as giving life back to the earth deity. Now a challenge for you. Choose a pair of words on screen and come up with a world-building reason why a language might have a single word for both concepts. Put it in the comments. As a bonus, you can even choose more than one and try to flesh out a single consistent culture. Feel free to mix and match these too. Also, if you want to just take some of these for world building projects, feel free. Alright, eat a good fish.